What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Can everybody hear me this morning? All right, all right. How about our infamous leader, Brock? 37 hours, 16 plane trips. Goodness. No, I think he had 4 plane trips, but 37 hours. But if you've seen that video this morning, my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful place that is. And I know that those guys are having a lot of fun and are going to collectively do some really, really nice planning. And that's what it's all about, relationships. So I commend Brock for doing that. And I know that the team over there was glad to see him in person, in the flesh. And they're even going to be able to witness live. Put a 5 in the chat. Put a 5 in the chat, guys. How about that? They're going to be witnessing that. The infamous Brock in person. Well, good morning, everybody. It is cold here. My goodness, it is cold here in Greenville, South Carolina. I don't even know how cold it is, but it was cold enough to put a sweatshirt on. But hope everybody's doing good this morning. Before we get started, let me tell you who I am. And then we're going to say our affirmations. My name's Chad Free, and I'm a wealth strategist. And I believe that true wealth is built from the inside out. And it's an abundance of anything that you value. That's what it's about. And so I believe in purpose. And so to get us started, let's do our affirmations this morning. Apologize for the camera. Having a little camera issues, but I'll be maybe HD next time. HD next time. All right. So everybody come off mute. Come off of mute. And we're all going to say this together. Only if you mean it. All right. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I created on purpose for a purpose. And you are created on purpose
for a purpose.
All right, guys. Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand first thing this morning. Yeah. Well, Hercules. Hercules. All right. All right. So guess what, guys? Every once in a while we'll do this. And I think today is one of those days. I'm going to offer this to be an open discussion, a real round table, collaboration, if you will. And I'd like for us to talk about purpose, potential, and profit. Purpose, potential, and profit. And let me just kind of set the stage. I believe if you truly believe that you're created on purpose for a purpose and that you have purpose, then you realize that there is potential inside of you. Okay? So confidence, I believe, comes from knowing that you have purpose from the Spirit. And then that potential is something where you really have to take the initiative and truly make sure that you're tapping in at all the potential that you have. And then if you're doing that well, then I believe you're going to be profiting. Not just externally, but internally. Because if you're operating from purpose and you're truly, truly exercising the potential that God's given you, then I believe that you're going to profit because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of how I want to set the stage. Does anybody have any questions about those three phases? Maybe not questions, but maybe you're just curious. Maybe, let's just have a discussion. Is there one area that you believe that you may be lacking in that maybe as a group we can help you pinpoint maybe what's going on or give you some ideas? A lot of times when you just put it out there, sometimes, my coach used to say, or probably still does, sometimes you just can't see the picture when you're stuck inside the frame. And it takes somebody from the outside looking in to maybe help you identify that. So does anybody want to come off mute? Talk to us this morning? And we can just talk if you want to, whatever you want to do.
I'll
Paul, I know
speak
you
up.
got something on your mind. What's that? Go ahead. Sherry. Yes, Sherry.
I'll speak up. I'll speak up because it's a whole next level moment of humility to recognize that you need help. If we don't know our purpose, our God-given purpose here on earth, it's a powerful place to be able to reach out to those around us that love us to the point that they will be honest with us and help share what might be our calling. So it's a powerful place to be able to be humble and willing to share what I think I might be lacking with everybody and how can I find that. And of course, I mean, we want to ask God, right? We all know we want to ask God. We all want to ask God, how, show me what my purpose is. Show me how to glorify and magnify and multiply your kingdom here on earth. But those folks that are on earth, I like to call them our destiny helpers, right? Our destiny helpers surround us. And sometimes we need to call them to us. So Chad, I thank you this morning because I feel like that's what you're doing for somebody here on the call today, is calling them out to find that humility, to ask and say, help me find my purpose. So thank you for this today, Chad.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Sherry. So let me go one step above just to open this up. All right. Sometimes purpose, well, here's what I believe. Okay. I'm not Webster. I'm Chad. I'm not the dictionary. All right. I believe, though, that purpose that we think of and that society has taught us is something like an occupation or something that we're doing every day, that we're that is our deal. All right. That's not necessarily purpose, in my opinion. Okay. I believe that we will find that. I believe that actually will find us. The thing that we consider as purpose, I think that will find us eventually. But our purpose that I'm talking about is literally daily. It's not the destination. It's a daily walk in saying, how can I be used today for what you created me to be? That's purpose. It's a direction. It's literally a direction, because if you have purpose, you're at least going in a direction. You may not know exactly what that looks like eventually, but you're going in a direction and saying, hey, I want to be who I was created to be. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going to take one step in front of the other. And I call that obedience. And then I believe that purpose will find you. So it's not a destination. It's not, well, I think I'm going to be, I don't even know what to say, a realtor this morning. I know a lot of you are realtors. I think my purpose is a realtor. I think my purpose is a counselor. I think my purpose is this. I'm not saying you have to know that, because these people who are realtors, that is their purpose and they realize that's their purpose. They probably didn't just wake up one morning and say, yep, I'm going to be a realtor. There was a process in getting into that. I promise you, I didn't think I'd be talking on Monday mornings, and getting all yayed up and just talking, and love doing it too. Love doing it. I would have never thought that, ever. But that's kind of what found me. And I just feel like I didn't know I was going to be in the financial business. But that's what found me. And guess what? I had to struggle financially, right? While being in the financial business for a long time. But that was equipping me to truly put it all aligned. And that's when I found my purpose. But it started with saying, hey, I need some help. This ain't working. That's where it started.
Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Jennifer Warren, the OG. Talk to me.
Yes. So this ties in Key West. That was actually Derek Green ended up being my partner. And that was what he challenged me to do, is find my purpose. Approaching 50 years old, we have all adult children. So something that is not talked about is empty nest. And you can have the most intentional life about pouring into your marriage, pouring into, who you are. But once the games stop, once the running kids to practice, sitting in a gym 3 days a week, we had a college athlete. At the same time, we had high school athletes. Like when I say we were going everywhere, like we were going everywhere. And when that all comes to a stop, it's next level to where you're like, okay, what do I like? And this is briefly touched on, but like, what is my purpose as a mom? Like, you're built, meant to, but to take care of like all of the nitty gritty details of running here, running there. And when that stops, you're like, okay, they don't need me anymore, which is exactly what we raised them to do. But it leaves this space like, okay, my purpose of being a mom has shifted. I'm still their mom, but it's shifted. So really finding like the purpose in life beyond kids, beyond 50 years of age. What does that look like? Where does the Lord want me to be? And I have lots of passions. I was raised that to be unstoppable, to not be afraid to try or do anything, which has landed me in a lot of different career paths, which I've been blessed to take, all the way from personal training to a librarian, real estate now, just like a mixed bowl. And yeah, so just seeking the purpose in where God wants me in this season of life is been a struggle. So for what it's worth, I absolutely love this subject today. I am all ears. I am earnestly seeking and just having my hands open and eyes open for the direction that Jesus has me. So thank you. That's all I got.
Wow, Jennifer. Yeah, that's strong. My wife and I are approaching that phase. And that could have been this whole thing could have been just for what you said, because I mean, I haven't put much thought into that out in the future, but we got to be mindful so we don't just find ourselves now, what do we do kind of thing. And I know my wife has said briefly, see, I'm that guy, right? I'm just the yayed up guy and all of that. And we understand our strengths and weaknesses. But the other day I was so proud of her. Well, it's been a little while, but I heard her talking to somebody and she said, I'm trying to find my purpose. And of course my antennas go up. I'm like, why ain't you talking to me about that? Right. And I'm the purpose. I'm all about purpose. But I just listened to understand her while she was talking to somebody else. But she says, I've always been Chad's wife, and I'm the mother of these two boys, and this, and now they're pretty much self-sufficient. So, what is it? Who am I? Who am I? And really, I don't think there's much potential that you need to tap into until you realize that you are somebody. That's why I said it's purpose, then it's potential, and then it's profit. But again, the profit is internal profit and external profit. So thank y'all for being open so far. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and being willing, excuse my expression, but being willing to suck at things. And I've always excelled in a lot of things. So the times where like the empty bedrooms and like, just passing by that. And it's like, I'd give anything to see that room dirty right now, or a ton of shoes at the front door, or a dish, dishes in the sink. But just finding new things to fail at. Like I thought I would be good at something, to take up a new hobby, and I couldn't do it. And I was angry as all get out, because I'm like, no, I should be able to conquer this. But just being able to find that. And my husband and I were extremely extremely purposeful as far as Bible study for marriage focus, going into it intentional and spending time together. But legit, guys, nothing prepares you for the empty nest. And, that when stuff comes to conflict, there's no kids to distract. There's no kids to redirect your feelings or a gym to step into, which changes the atmosphere. You have to face that and remember how to communicate, remember like how to work through those things. And it's just a whole new world, as Ariel would say. And it's just growing in it and through it. And you're right, Chad, like hearing your wife be expressive in that manner is like, it's a whole different shift of my kids don't need me. They're not calling. They're not, I'm not constantly having that, those kids need me. So what do I fill that space with now in a positive, God-centered direction? And you can seek that earnestly and still not have answers yet. And it's like, okay, Lord, I know you're not going to deliver me until you're done developing me, but Lord, what more do you have for me in this season? So for what it's worth, that's where we're at and working through. And yeah, like the prophet might just be self-development in my walk in my faith and bringing more people with me to heaven. So we'll see where it goes.
100%. I love it. I love it. Anybody else? Guys, this is the figuring out part. Let me just say that, like, we're talking about, it's very questionable and what this is and what that is. And but I'm going to tell you right now, I believe purpose can change. Purpose can change. It obviously changes when you're in different phases of your life. But what I'm telling you is, guys, is there is nothing like walking in purpose. There's nothing like it. You can take your deep breath. Maybe I'm the only one that ever struggled and felt like I was just tensed up all the time and didn't even realize it because I've been accustomed to it, taking on all this pressure and all of this. And really, if I was honest with myself, I never could even take a full, deep breath of air, like a true inhale and exhale, because I was so tensed and I'd grown to be like that. And I'm not saying you're not going to be like that when you're walking in purpose. But again, there is a peace that just is unexplainable, even though that purpose is paved with potholes that we've talked about. That's the only road I want to be on. I wouldn't change it for anything, because I know who's got me. And I know that the alignment is leading me to my assignment. And it's horrible wondering and wandering and being misaligned with who you were created to be. It really, really is. So
Hey, Chad.
anybody else say something? Yes, Miss D.
Hey, I'm struggling right now, and to know what my purpose is. I agree with Jennifer, with the whole empty nester. I've been that for 5 years now. And you still struggle saying goodbye to your kids. My kids are in different states, so it's different. Um, but that's the feeling of being fired, basically. Like that chapter of your life has closed to what you knew it was. And we as moms, we tend to throw our everything into these kids and hide behind our children, actually, by going and doing and I mean, I was a helicopter mom, so it was crazy. But now, and I got into real estate when the kids were still in school, so that was good. I kind of had that transition for the empty nester. So then I poured into my business, and I've always been on a real estate team. And 2 weeks ago, I changed to be an independent agent. And I'm figuring that out. It's a lot, especially changing brokerages. Um, but thinking about, what is my purpose? I've done a lot of things in my life, a lot of different careers, and raised my beautiful family. And right now it's just kind of like, okay, God, what is it that you want me to do? Because I'll be extremely passionate about it, but I'm just kind of struggling finding that again.
Hmm. That's a way to put it, Dee. Feels like being fired. That's interesting. And would you agree that when you don't feel like you're on that foundation of purpose, that hinders your potential?
Yes.
Yeah. I would suggest, this is just me, but again, I kind of make no bones about it. And I'm just telling you, I'm just saying what I believe I'm supposed to be saying. Let's just say that. Proverbs 19:21 says, man has many plans, but God's purpose will prevail. I really think and suggest that people who are struggling to figure that out, again, I think it needs to begin daily, because like we might want to look at the macro when we're called to look at the micro. We're if we're looking at the macro, we're missing the things that may be right in front of us that we're supposed to be doing right now where we're planted as a realtor, as this person or that person. So I believe that just making yourself available and letting it be known, like literally empty me out so you can fill me up today. Help me live out my purpose today. That has nothing to do with our occupation, vocation, anything. It's through surrender. That's exactly right. And when you start doing that, again, this is what I believe. When I started doing that, truly depending on him to use me, however, he sent people, just like the story that I talked about the other day. I believe I fulfilled my purpose for that day. I'm still in the financial industry. I'm still doing my thing. But I believe that I fulfilled my purpose that day when I literally was led to somebody that was trying to avoid me because he was embarrassed to look at me or see me or talk to me, because he lost a cross that I gave him when he got baptized, put in his pocket. He'd been stressed out, but that led to doubt of, was he even worthy of, being baptized in this and living this new life. Well, I was the one being led to him. I had no idea why. I do tell you that I remembered that morning saying, God, I pray that I just fulfill my purpose today, whatever that is. That's what I mean. It's a daily walk. It's a daily step, a direction, because I've been in the financial industry since 2012, but it wasn't until 2020, 2021. I didn't change careers. I just came into where okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with the position that I'm in. And it's a whole new area. I found purpose in what I was already doing, but at the micro level. And then once I started focusing on that, then the whole picture just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like a blank canvas now. Like creativity started flowing. I'm like, oh man, I can do this. I can help people with this and I can help people with that. But I wasn't questioning what I was doing anymore and chasing the dollar and just trying to survive. It was like I was attracting the opportunity that I opened myself up to be used for. I don't have it all together, guys. I promise you, I've been through it, but he led me to it. And I'm more equipped now when I go through it. And that's why I'm just an encourager. I love people, and I truly, truly, truly want the best for people. And that's where it's at. Purpose. Anybody else as we wrap up? It's 8:42. This has turned into really good, giving me some things to think about for sure with the empty nester thing. Yes, Michele, talk to me.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out how to do this in like 2 minutes, but at 72 years of age, it's like you said, Chad, it's a day to day walking out what it is. And it changes all the time, but every experience that we've been through, every hardship, every pain, every happy moment helps to build us up in order for us to be able to take the next walk. When I set out on this journey 3 years ago and I met Chad and so many other people, I had the still small voice to the side of me say, what are you going to do with this book that sat on the shelf through the pandemic? And I went, but God, I don't know anybody. I don't know how to market it. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And within a week, God opened the door to Coach Michael Burke, Coach Tim Story, and then meeting people like Chad and others. And so just be encouraged today, Dee. God's got you. You're on a great path, and don't give up. There are many more journeys that you're going to take, and but he's prepared you for this day, and he's going to send people in front of you. I pray for divine appointments, divine Holy Ghost setups every day, and he's going to send them to you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Michele. You know, you've listened to people on here talk as we wrap up, and we've heard a lot of moms. Maybe you're a mom that has gone through that. Maybe you are a mom that's gone through that and didn't speak up, but you saw some people who are talking about that. Maybe you've gone through something like that, that maybe you would be willing to reach out to Jennifer or Dee and just say, hey, this is what happened in my life. Through conversations, relationships are huge. You know, I was going to talk about relationships this morning, but something just moved me to this. And it was all around, you know, Brock going over there to the Philippines. And then I prepared a trip last week, the end of the last week. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Minnesota. I've never been there before, but I'm just going up there to spend time with one of the guys that I work with. Never met him in person. But relationships, I heard, are 70% of success is based on relationships. You never know where relationships can take you. You don't need more money, you need more people, right? So if you are someone who has gone through that and you'd be willing to maybe just share your experience, I'm sure Jennifer and Dee wouldn't mind you reaching out. Hit them up and just say, hey, I'd like to share my experience. If you feel called to do that, I ain't telling you to do that. That's on you. But I'm just saying, that's what it's all about, man. Relationships and communities. If John Hart wouldn't have reached his hand out to this guy, I wouldn't be here doing what I do. Took one person. And John Hart was that guy for me. And I'm forever and ever and ever thankful for you, John Hart. I love you. All right, guys, that's enough. All appreciate you all. Y'all have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your day and be here tomorrow morning at 8:15 And hopefully, I think we'll probably hear from Brock tomorrow from the Philippines. So you guys take care. We'll see you later. God bless you all. Bye-bye.